Hey everyone, it's great to see you again. Thanks for coming back to watch another video. Today I want to talk to you about a word called choice. And the title of this video is actually called It Starts with Choice. But I want you to understand something. Just because that's the title of the video doesn't necessarily mean that's where we're going, because while it starts with choice, it doesn't end there. So stay tuned. We're going to have some fun today, and you'll understand when we get to the end. All of us make choices in life, right? And it's really, really interesting because we make hundreds, if not thousands, of choices every day. And yet, it's interesting to me that the vast majority of the choices that we make, we're completely unaware of. It's interesting, one of my mentors, Tony Robbins, told a story one time about the box. And he said, you wake up in your box house and you go down to your box kitchen and you eat a box breakfast. And then you get ready and you get in your box and you drive to work, where you go to your box cubicle and you work all day on a box. And then you turn around and you drive your box home to your box house and you eat a box dinner. And then you sit and watch a box in your living room, and then maybe, just maybe, you have a cylinder to change your state of mind. But the story is true. We live our lives, so much of them, on autopilot. I mean, stop and think about it. When you get up in the morning, what's the first thing you do? Do you go get a drink of water? Do you go to the bathroom? What is it that you do first? And are you even aware of what you're doing? Or do you just get up and do it? But the fact is that we make all these choices, the vast majority of which we're completely unaware. And then what happens is, though, that, and we're not thinking about the process, but our choices cause us to take actions. And our actions produce results. And our results have an impact. Now, sometimes that impact is just on us. Sometimes it's on other people. And sometimes it's on both. But let me give you an example of what I'm talking about to bring this home. I get up in the morning and I go downstairs to the kitchen to have my breakfast. And I have a choice to make. I can have a heart-healthy bowl of oatmeal, or I can have a leftover Boston cream donut from dinner last night. If I choose to eat the donut, then the action I take is that the donut is consumed. And my wife is angry with me because when she comes down for breakfast, it's not there anymore. But the bottom line is I eat the donut, and the result that produces, if I do that on a consistent basis, if I have that sort of unhealthy eating routine, is that I'm eventually going to gain weight. And the impact of that may be an impact on my health. I could get type 2 diabetes from having too much sugar. I might wind up with a heart attack. I could have cholesterol problems, and the list goes on and on and on, but you get the point. My choice caused an action, the action produced a result, and the result has an impact. But here's the thing that really gets interesting, is that when we look at the results that we're producing in our lives, and the impact that those results are having, and the results either aren't what we want or the impact that we have is decidedly negative, what is it that we do? We go back and we make an effort to change the choices that we make. And that may work for a little while. But 9 times out of 10, what happens is that we wind up going back to the same old routine that we had. And there's a reason for that, which is why I said in the beginning of the video, it starts with choice, but it doesn't end there. The real focal point of what I want to talk to you about today is another word, and that word is beliefs. Because you see, what happens is that the choice, action, results, impact is only part of the equation. There are 2 other parts, and those 2 other parts are called beliefs and rules. Because you see, we all have beliefs in our lives, what some people will call core beliefs or core values. And again, just like the choices that we make, 80% of the beliefs that we have are beliefs that we're completely unaware of, because they have been installed in us as a result of the experiences that we've had in life. Only about 20% of the beliefs that we have are beliefs that we have actually chosen deliberately to adopt and install in ourselves. But the beliefs that we have cause us to create rules. Now, many of you will remember back to your days in either high school or college when you took a chemistry class and you had to wear this clear face shield in order to protect yourself from getting splashed in the face by the chemicals you were working with. Well, I believe that each one of us has this invisible shield in front of us. And on that shield, we write rules based on our beliefs. And those rules are usually in the form of if, then. And what happens is that that shield that we have in front of us with all these invisible rules written on them, what happens is that it affects our relationships with everything in our world. So virtually everything that we communicate to the world goes through that screen, is filtered by that screen, and everything that comes into us from the world is filtered through that screen. And that's ultimately what causes the choices that we make. So in order to get some clarity here, let me give you an example of this. Let's say that I have a belief that all Doberman pinschers are vicious. Now, whether it's correct or not doesn't have anything to do with it. But I have that belief, and it may have been installed in me when I was a little kid. Maybe the people who lived next door to us had a Doberman. It was a particularly nasty dog. Maybe it barked at me, maybe it nipped at me, maybe it actually bit me. But somehow or other, that belief got installed in me that all Doberman pinschers are vicious. So as a result of that, then I might have subconsciously written a rule on this little screen that I have in front of me saying, if I ever encounter a Doberman, I will be like Superman. I will leap tall buildings at a single bound, but I will run and I will get away from that dog. So now, it's a beautiful summer evening, and my wife and I are out for a walk in our neighborhood, and I noticed that one of my neighbors has a new dog. The dog's out running around, playing in the front yard, but as we get closer, I look at it and I realize that dog's a Doberman. So what's going to happen? I choose, based on the rule that I've written on my screen, to get away from that dog. And the action I take is I'm hauling butt down the street to get away from that animal. Now, the result that I get from that is that I'm safe. I got home, I got away from the animal, but the impact of that may be decidedly negative because I left my wife to face that dog on her own. But here's the question. Are all Dobermans, in fact, vicious? No, they aren't. But because of the belief that I have and the rule that I've created, I'll never meet any nice Dobermans. And so what we need to do is we need to look at things and we need to understand that we need to go back sometimes and uncover what those beliefs are, and then we have to make a conscious choice to change them. Now, we talk about in this channel, we talk a lot about purpose and achieving our purpose. So we need to pause now and we need to talk about the whole concept of beliefs and how that fits into purpose. Because you see, there needs to be a congruence between what you believe and what you're trying to achieve. I'll give you another sort of outrageous example. Let's say that your purpose in life is to earn lots and lots of money because you really want to be philanthropic. You want to give a lot of money away. You want to be able to, to bless people around the world who are less fortunate than you. And that's certainly a worthy purpose. But if you have a belief installed in your system that says money is the root of all evil, you've got a conflict going on there. So what's the chance that you're going to be able to achieve your purpose? Very, very small, because you're going to be constantly sabotaging yourself and keeping you from achieving the things that you want in life. And so it's very, very important for us to be aware of our actions and to actively search for the limiting beliefs in our lives. And sometimes we can uncover those things ourselves. Sometimes we need the help of a coach or an accountability partner to be able to help us uncover those things. One of the comments that I make frequently is that even coaches need coaches, and I have several of them. One in particular is a woman who lives in Indiana. I've known her for a number of years, and we chat once a month on the phone. And one of the things that she is great at is listening to the things that I'm saying and uncovering those limiting beliefs. Because oftentimes we'll be having a conversation and I'll be telling her what's going on in my business, and she'll say, whoa, wait a minute, hit the pause button, rewind and replay that for me. And I'll go back and I'll repeat what I just said, and she'll say, where did that limiting belief come from? And I'm not even aware that I have it. And when we talk about it, she'll say, where did you get that? And it's like, I don't know. And she said, well, we need to uninstall that. We need to change that limiting belief. All of us face those circumstances. So take the time, go back and look at the choices that you're making. And then more importantly, if those choices are not producing the results and having the impact that you want them to have, go back and take the time to uncover the beliefs that you have that are driving those choices and change those beliefs. When you do, you'll start to see some amazingly powerful differences in your life. God bless you. I'll see you next time.